more than it's going to benefit Immortals.
It's going to benefit mind control. I mean, I'll say he's the best offlaner right now. And with the poor man's shield being removed from the game, he will be able to do so much more. I think that's why Nature's Prophet is going to be a top pick.
Yeah, I mean, he'll always have that global presence, the Treants being insane, and now with the poor man's shield nerf, it just, even though we did see in game one, like, they punished him so hard in that, the safe lane, wasn't it? He, like, played the safe lane, Nature's Prophet, and he just got absolutely destroyed. He's still super weak. Yeah. He's a problem, like, his stats early game.
All right, well, with that said, folks, we have game one of Liquid and Immortals ready to rock and roll. Let's hop in and see what they're cooking up in this draft.
There goes the Night Stalker. I mean, as we mentioned, nerfed a little bit, and still a first pick material and first ban.
First ban on the Wisp.
Why do you think they added an extra ban? I mean, they only added 2 new heroes, but they're not even in Captain's mode, dude. It was just one of those changes you think, like, pros maybe asked Ice Frog for?
I mean, hasn't it been 5 bans for a really long time? Yeah. To me, this felt like a change that was a long time coming, that they've maybe been thinking about, but just looking for the right time. It felt like at TI, there were a lot of those situations of, okay, we've banned 4 heroes, there's one more really scary hero left, which one is it that gets through? And now with 6 bans, it's maybe a little more dynamic?
Yeah, I guess. I just didn't know, like,
well, maybe
why.
If you ban more heroes gonna be played. In terms of, you're not gonna pick those, let's call them imbalance heroes, so you're gonna need to think of something else.
Yeah.
Like there was always like a Viper, a Necro left in the pool.
Yeah.
Veno.
Yeah,
I still feel...
Sorry. No, sorry, go ahead.
Ladies first, go.
I think it just adds to the variety. Fuck it. Go, take it away.
What I was saying that the Necro actually got buffed. You can dispel the Ghost Shroud with one of the new items, and maybe with the Necronomicon, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that hero, like, we stopped, even before this patch, right, we started seeing it less, as one of the OP heroes you said, we started seeing it less and less. People realized, like, oh, we can buy Diffusal Blade, we can counter him. His laning phase isn't the strongest if you bully him, but now I think he's still one of those heroes you can definitely squeeze in, like, 5th pick, if they don't have some, like,
they're gonna get Beastmaster for mind control.
Ooh, there's
3, 2, 1.
Bane and Beastmaster have made it through. Obviously, the other 2 teams.
Oh, yeah, Bane is in.
I see what people think.
And also Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit was banned out in all 3 games in the first series.
So I guess walk me through why you think Bane is going to be one of the best heroes.
Have you seen the videos?
Yeah, I've seen the videos, but still, like, he has, as, like, a core, he has no wave control, right, which is one of the biggest things, like, no wave clear, anything like that. But as a support, right,
I mean,
he's going to be a supporter offlane,
Bane,
right?
I remember how I was hating on Bane.
Yeah.
Bane was one of the first picks, even in the previous patch. It took some time for other regions to embrace it, I guess. Embrace it. I don't know. Right now, I think you can just skip the Brain Sap build. Instead, maybe just get level 1.
Yeah.
And with the new talents, the hero is just DPS when you steal the damage. The obvious problem for the hero is if the laning stage goes wrong, he does not level up, has no farm mechanism whatsoever, so you need to win the lanes to actually get back into the game.
Exactly. Who else did we see? I mean, EG played in the off lane. Who else was playing it near the end of last patch? I remember he played it a bunch during the major.
Well, it's mostly a lane bully.
And that's kind of like a Skywrath, right? That's the problem. He can't get back. Like, once you lose the lane as one of those heroes, you just can't get back into the game, right? Like, you die twice, and
because
there
you don't
goes your
farm.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have no farm potential. They just take the Mirana, obviously. We saw it pick twice last series, and you don't want to pair that with a Bane. Like, Mirana Bane is still an extremely strong combo.
Yeah.
One of the strongest, almost. It beats any single lane.
Hey, there he is. You're just mentioning that Nyx Assassin was ignored
Game
that
2.
last series.
Now he's here.
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I want to see that Beastmaster. Hey, what about Lion and Rasta, right? One of the changes in this patch, Hex, no longer dispellable. Is that a big deal? I saw a lot of folks on Reddit very excited about the prospects of Lion and Rasta.
Yeah, because of the Slark. I mean, Slark is cancerous in pubs. I guess that's why people are cheering, and also they don't see Legion Commander in jungle anymore, so Reddit is finally happy, at least for a couple of hours.
it still feels like it wasn't enough. Like unless they increased the time or like what a disable actually was,
No.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Well, they changed the Lion's talents, right?
Yeah.
As well. Zeori helped me out a little bit. I mean, I read it 5 times, but still can't remember.
Dude, it's hard. There are so many. So Lion, let's see, he's got cast range or 75 damage at level 10. Level 15 plus 200 finger damage or 90 gold per minute. Level 20, 500 health or 2 mana drain multi-target. And then level 25, he has the AoE Hex now. So Hex becomes a ground target that's AoE, and you could hex a whole team if you get lucky enough. Or the 1000 Earth Spike range. Also very weird.
So
if you make it to level 25 as a Lion, you're probably in a losing game at that point, and you probably already lost. So,
but 75 damage at level 10 is pretty significant.
That's nice.
For a
but
hero
even
like
last
that.
game, someone skipped the plus 60 damage talent on one of the supports. Who was
it? The Dazzle?
Yeah.
Dazzle. Yeah. I mean you want to say damage is a lot, but it just doesn't feel like as a support. Like what you should be doing is not attacking. Honestly, you should be in the back casting your spells and whatnot. Even as a Lion. Like,
yeah, that's why cast range will pretty much always be better.
Yeah.
With Dazzle, it might be a little different just since Poison Touch was changed now to the auto attacks keep the slow applied.
Yeah.
You might have a little extra incentive to throw auto attacks compared to regular supports, but I digress.
Now Rubik for GH. I just think Rubik's such a good 4 right now because he can farm up, he can clear waves by himself. That's why he's like one of the best supports, right? You can pretty much keep a lane pushed, and you have such a big team fight impact.
Yeah, even better now, he can clear the waves faster if he uses that passive as offensive ability. Just use the bolt, deals more damage. I mean, it kicks in a little bit later because his other spells are better overall. Yeah.
Pugna Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker is one of those heroes I'm fine with not seeing as much lately because he feels like such a one-dimensional hero. You farm up, try to get like a Midas, phase boots or something, and then you just try to solo kill heroes, and then if you fall behind, you lose the game.
Bloodseeker has been nerfed. His cast range on ult and level 10 talent. That HP, now he has armor and something else.
Attack speed. Yeah, that level 10, definitely underwhelming. Is that big of a nerf? 1,000 to 800 cast range reduced for Rupture?
It's especially at nighttime. Like that's a really big deal. You can't cast it like uphill in the mid lane, which is a really big deal. I mean, that's what he would be in the safe lane, TP middle, try to get that gank. It's a lot harder now.
Disruptor now, the 3rd for Immortals, seems to be just a tried and true support at this point. Keeps popping in.
It's an interesting duo, Nyx and Disruptor. You don't really have a guaranteed stun. Glimpse is nice, but it feels like you just don't have that much kill potential, right?
Isn't it kind of nice in terms of scouting with Vendetta? Then you can set up glimpses in a relatively low-risk environment.
Yeah, I mean that's always good. I mean, that's why Nyx is such a big hero. I mean, he has he has 2 stuns, and he's one of the best vision heroes I know. Who's talking about Puppy and PBD have always talked about. You need at least 1 vision hero on your team, or you're just gonna lose the game.
The thing is, they have Mirana ult and Nyx Assassin Vendetta, so if the game goes wrong for Team Liquid, they're going to have a hard time purchasing those sentries.
And now, even as you said, even harder now with the Centaur. And look at that instant pick Juggernaut. So some quick pickups there from both teams.
A lot of gap close now on Immortals. You've got Stampede, the 3 leaps, Nyx Assassin who can scout things out, and then the Disruptor to pull him back. A lot of chase, a lot of catch.
And this is what Immortals wants to do. They do. I mean, as a lot of times you're like, oh, Centaur, you're gonna run back, you're gonna run away. It's easy get away, but for them, they're just gonna run straight at you. Especially with Moran and Nyx, you hit an arrow, you're gonna have 5 people converging on you immediately.
Centaur was another one whose talents were tweaked. That level 10 talent, he used to have the mana regen, which was pretty big, and now it's 10% evasion or 10% magic resistance,
which is pretty bad.
Kind of a big change for that hero. Yeah, I
his
think
other talents are so good.
Yeah, exactly. His level 10s are bad, but his other talents are so good. But still, 10% magic resistance isn't that terrible. Like
situational,
best,
but in a lot of games it can be okay.
I mean, if you get a hood plus 35, that's going to be like...
It helps out your double-edged sword or whatever it's called.
So why'd they instantly pick Juggernaut Lacoste? Like, after they saw the Centaur, they're just like, we want Juggernaut.
I think they need sustain, right? It's a carry who also has some AoE healing.
Well, he's a good laner, as Dakota loves to call him, the most Dota 2 hero, has pretty much everything. I guess they want to control the Nyx Assassin as well, does not care about spiked carapace and the Disruptor glimpse as well. Can be glimpsed back if he's not using the spin offensively.
And it's also good lane synergy with like Rubik and Bane, just a lot of slows set up for easy spins.
Yeah, makes sense. thing you guys are here. You guys are great. I already like Team. I like Team Liquid's draft a lot. It just feels like if Immortals does keep coming at him, like they just keep running at him. I mean, Liquid has a Viper and a Juggernaut plus a Bane who can just turn a fight into a 4v5 so easily.
How do you feel about the new Nether Toxin, Grant?
That's the cloud, right?
Yeah, it does magic amp, and it breaks. It provides a break, which is sort of a unique mechanic in that regard.
I think it's pretty darn good, especially with the Rubik and a Bane. Rubik, no matter what, doesn't matter if you throw him backwards or forwards, you just put the Nether Toxin on him while he's lifted, and that's just a break for, what, 2.4 seconds, level 4 or something? It's insanely good with Rubik, as well as, what, Grip with Bane. Seems good. Seems interesting. We'll have to see. It's definitely one of those that could either be overpowered or could just be the biggest pile of garbage ever.
Level 10 talent on Viper now is 20 attack speed or 8% spell lifesteal. Which one do you choose?
20 damage. Or
20 attack speed?
20
Does
attacks.
every spell cost mana on Viper now?
I think so, yes.
So Viper's going to have mana problems.
Except Corrosive Skin, obviously. But his Q and W are mana based now.
Yeah, Viper definitely needs attack speed, I think, especially in the early game. So level 10, I think 20 attack speed is going to be pretty much guaranteed. Could be wrong, and I'll just look really stupid, but
well,
I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to go out on a limb.
You were bold. You made a prediction, though, Grant. You missed all the shots you can't take, bud.
So Beastmaster.
That's why I love you, Grant, because you say what you mean, and doesn't matter if it sounds stupid. You're not sucking up to anyone.
Yeah, thanks. You look really nice, Lacoste. No, but Fear on banned out, or Nature's Prov banned out. There's still no Beastmaster pick, which was first round banned every game in the last series.
I think
These
Liquid
two teams
could still grab it here, couldn't they?
They could. No, Liquid definitely could take it. It's obviously not as good versus like Mirana Disruptor. Now that Beastmaster isn't really, he's still a vision here with the Hawk, but now that it doesn't go invis at all, it just feels like a more garbage vision hero. It's
Brewmaster. Oh, this is so exciting. So we talked about him earlier. Now his talents. If you can get to that level 25, you have pretty serious uptime on that ultimate.
Well, the thing is with the Brewmaster, I played a lot of Brew on offlane. The hero is so sick. You get the Drunken Brawler level 1. I mean, you can't buy Poor Man's Shield anymore, but the Stout Shield will do with the Tangos and the Flask. The enemy, they really can't go on you. Especially with these 3 heroes, it's really hard to set up a kill on him. Once you get to level 2, you have that crit. You can just molest enemy hero, especially if it's a melee hero.
Yep.
And PL, final pick for Immortals. Okay, a comfort pick over there for QO.
I guess they wanted the melee hero that has an escape mechanism. He's really not afraid of any of these. And for the laning stage as well, he can just doppelganger out of Drunken Haze.
And decent. I mean, once he does get a few levels, because it will be QO playing it, so
yeah. So what do we think here, boys? Game 1 predictions. Who's got this?
I think Liquid. I think Liquid just has an overall better draft, and you can like kind of see where their game plan is, where they're just gonna try to win their lanes with Bane and Rubik just being, I think, better laning supports than Disruptor as well as Nyx, and then just push that into like a 5-man late game.
I'll go with Team Liquid as well. I just want to see this Panda going ham on them.
Yeah, I would love to be the contrarian, but I'm with you, Lacoste. I have pretty high expectations for this Panda. I think Mind Control is going to have a pretty good game here.
I think just supports like need to do so much in the early game, and Nyx Assassin, while being one of the best supports, like what he provides in the mid game, just feels like Disruptor Nyx in the early game just doesn't honestly do that much.
Not too much. The Carapace in this game, not really a good Nyx Assassin game.
Doppelganger slightly buffed, adds 2 seconds duration to illusions. Just seeing if PL had any significant changes, but we'll see. All right, with that, it is time to jump into our first game of our second series. We've got 2 new casters for you. It's going to be Sunsfan and Trent Pax to take it away.
Truly Canadian, Trent Pax. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Very excited for this. Immortals versus Liquid. Immortals, probably my favorite team to watch, honestly, as of late.
Oh.
If I see them playing a game, I am tuning into that thing because these guys, they just run at people.
No, not to play favorites here, but I'm a big Liquid fanboy as well. So we're going against each other this match. I'm glad to hear it.
Perfect, perfect.
Liquid is actually smoking up right away. Dubu is going to spot him out, going to break it completely. Should be fine. They're actually going to place a ward here as well.
Yeah, Bane's pretty good these days, but Nightmare still does not reach like 900 units or anything, so he'll be okay.
Oh, if only that was a buff that he... I mean, that's a buff he needs,
Oh, yeah,
right?
obviously. I think if there's anything this hero needs, it's more buffs.
All right, not to get off on a tangent to start this this cast, but I cannot remember the last time I've read some patch notes and felt as strongly as I do about Bane being completely and utterly OP. Am I wrong
crazy.
at all?
It definitely feels like he got a lot of buffs, even though he was the hero that everyone at the end of the last patch, it's like, wow, this Bane guy's pretty crazy. And now with the possibility of core Bane stuff happening, especially with Drow strats, we've seen the success of maybe like off-lane Bane, mid-Bane potentially. It just makes him such a good first-round pick because he can still just fall back and be this position 5 support like Kuro's going to play in this game.
Yeah. So we're going to have a pause here real quick. But speaking of some other heroes, Centaur, truly and utterly disappointed with his changes. Let me go through his talent here, just because. So, level 15, you get 75 damage. That's pretty good. You'd probably go for that, actually, over the return strength, but depends on what kind of game plan you have for that juicy Centaur. His GH is actually in the trees here in the mid lane, looking for the courier snipe. I think he's going to get it. This poor courier. Well, at least he does get off.
Oh, he's not going to see it because he...
Oh.
Oh, how disappointing.
That is disappointing.
I mean, who just grabs the courier not in vision like that?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right, well played from Immortals.
A little bit unsuccessful there. In terms of how I feel like the draft played out, I'm a pretty big fan of Liquid's draft overall. We got the nice and comfortable Juggernaut. We know they love to run that bad boy, although currently he's not having the funnest time up here. No poor man's shield for you. So he's just getting bullied out here by Febi and QO. He has to give a little laugh in there, Nix, but the Brewmaster too just feels like a very strong hero these days. VP especially showing that off as of late. And looking forward to see what Mind Control can perform here.
Yeah, lots of changes to a lot of these here. I mean, especially some, like Juggernaut is one of the old school heroes, if you want to call him that, from Dota 1. Finally able to spin and healing ward, which is a huge quality of life change, I have to say. Miracle. Of course, you still can't Omni Slash. That would be pretty ridiculous. But the cool thing is level 25, if you end up getting it, you can get an extra 5 Omni Slashes, which is also ginormous, depending on the situation. Or do you go to 600 health, actually? I don't know. It depends on the game, I suppose. But the Omni Slash just sounds way too good to pass up.
Still just waiting on this first blood here. Everyone's trying to get low GH, the next little victim here, but just be harassed back underneath his tower. Everyone looks for that nice early lead, and that means we have 3 Radiant heroes up in the top lane, leaving Forev alone here on the Centaur as the wave pushes in to Mind Control, and he's bullied away by Kuro.
Yeah, going for the 1-1 build right now on Centaur, and that's going to be an interesting... I keep talking about talents, but they're just so exciting. Level 20, you can get 250 extra double edge damage. Oh my god. But the problem is that it still applies to you.
And strength is so strong now with the status resistance, so it's kind of hard to pass up some big buffs into that
That's true.
now.
I'm really excited to see these status resistant things come into play with a lot of these really beefy heroes. But here we have not brought up is in the mid lane, the Viper. A hero that, well, first and foremost, I don't understand. We were talking about how strong this hero was in the last patch, and it feels like he got buffed. He essentially combined 2 skills. He's going to do a lot of damage to MP here in the mid lane. Pretty much the same Viper that you remember. Has not gotten a level that Nether Toxin as of yet. We're going to see some action top.
He might not be able to turn off the cell, though, in the mid lane. Kind of snuck his way in here. I'll find him.
He's going to take some right clicks. Okay. Oh, he's actually stuck. Eats his way out. He'll be fine. Takes a little damage, though, on his way out. And MP with the 1 leap. 1 out of 3, mind you. Very important to keep track of those, Trent.
Yeah, I might needed to grab that regen and Kuro. All that harass, and then MP just goes and wastes a little bit of his mana trying to kill him, and now he's going to come right back up full here. And this, maybe, perhaps, finally, I don't know, ganking this Miranda seems kind of impossible.
Yeah, 2 charges on Leap remaining, and they should have an idea that that is the case here. It's top lane, we're going to see a Blade Fury from Miracle. Looks like 1 more right click will take him out if they can get some vision. Dubu, you see the health self coming into play, but they're going to continue to right click, cancel that completely, and it seems like only a matter of time before Miracle finally drops to the deck. So Immortals with the first blood.
Yeah, he made some moves, but not quite enough there. But as you're saying about the Viper in the mid lane, I think it buffs for sure in some aspects, but like look how low he is on mana. This is not a very common thing for Viper before level 6 in the past. You know, he needs to be very cautious about his poison attacks. He wants to guarantee last hits, but oh man, dropping solo there. MP just holding on to that Fairy Fire though.
He's a good boy. He'll run back to base, nice and safe. Has no shrines to work with anymore, of course, in that base. But the thing that, again, going off on tangents, Viper Nether Toxin. Why is it still called Nether Toxin? It's literally a completely different skill. Like, why confuse everyone? Just make it Puddle of Vomit. Anything but Nether Toxin. But we're going to see that come into play later on, I'm sure. It's a pretty powerful skill. Are there any passives that are completely destroyed that actually make a difference here? You get rid of
basically
return,
just return,
I guess.
I think, right? Because the strength bonus damage.
Oh, wait, no,
cool.
PL. PL's ult. Can't make illusions. That could be pretty interesting.
Being able to, yeah, there's some decent stuff.
It's okay. Mid lane, though, we're going to see an Impale onto that Viper into an arrow. Do they actually have enough damage? It doesn't look like they have nearly enough. He just stands there. He's like, what are you going to do? We're going to see a Disruptor being taken out. Miracle with the Blade Fury. Kuroki's taking a lot of damage in the meantime. We'll be able to skirt away just fine. Now QO trying to create a little bit of space here. So 25 and 10 for the PL in this top lane versus the Jug 13 and 1. So, I mean, that was kind of expected. It started as a 1v3, but not a great start for Miracle on the Juggernaut.
No, that's just giving a slight gold lead over to the Radiant. Nothing too crazy just yet. Obviously, the Dire still have a decent CS advantage in the mid lane and the bottom lane. Mind Control, this is kind of the dream scenario when you're playing a Brewmaster, right? Any 1v1 versus a melee hero is great. Generally, you can just kind of bully them around, give them some missed chances. Forever, since some spells work, but they are really getting into it now.
Oh, that's a beefy strength versus strength battle here in the bot lane. Frev's going to be fine because he's Centaur, best hero in the game. Does have the worst stun, though. We're going to be talking about that a lot in this game, I'm sure. He is pretty low right now. Mind Control level 6, just hit it. And I don't think we're going to see him hit 25 this game, but if we do, I am very excited to see him be in Panda form pretty much the entire game. It's, what, 15-second downtime?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty ridiculous, but yeah, that should be pretty cool to see.
Oh, they're making
overall.
a rotation on the Forev now. He just got the Tranquils back, so he's starting to regen. And he puts in the backpack, going for the last hit. Very nice. Oh, and GH gets spotted by the range creep, and that's going to let them know that there's a
that range creep,
there.
That range creep needs to be nerfed big time. How many times have we seen that happen? Vision is just global, apparently.
His relative value did go down.
That's
compared
true.
to melee creeps.
His vision needs to be nerfed, is what I should say. Now we're going to have another pause here, this time from QO. PL, how much was he changed this patch? Does get a crit at 25. I mean, I bring up a lot of 25s because they're very OP, but we're not going to see that all too often, I'm sure.
I'm just appreciating the quick pauses here.
Thanks. That's true. It's not. Bottom lane looks like Forev's in a little bit of trouble. Took a Thunderclap to the face, and a crit will finish him off from Mind Control.
Damn, just level 1 too, and he slaps right through him. That was definitely a long time coming there, and MP the rotation a little bit too late here. So we hear a spin up top. It's just some survivability plays for Miracle, but yeah, looking for the play. Hits the arrow right into the Starstorm. Oh, Mind Control!
Primal Split able to get off in time. MP in a lot of trouble, though. Gets stunned up. His telekinesis up. No, he has his leap. Keep forgetting he has 3 charges on this bad boy, so be pretty difficult to take him out. Looking for perhaps to assassinate the Brewmaster, but not going to be able to cut enough space here. Arrow does come out, though. It's going to connect and kill him. Are you serious? Wow. Ridiculous play there from Mirana. Using Moonlight Shadow to the full effect there. Crazy play.
Yeah, not much you can do in that situation. No way to chase down the Mirana, so forced to turn his tail. An excellent punish there. Febby now is trying to soak in the mid lane.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
being broken here by the Puddle of Vomit.
Oh, and he actually gets killed. How much damage does it actually do? It's 20 damage per second. It's actually not that much, but he was quite low. Yeah, it's an interesting spell, though. Should prove to make Viper a little bit more interesting to play / watch instead of the old right-click battles.
How dare you insult Viper? What an exciting, skill-based hero he was.
You know, some of these right-click heroes with essentially one skill, if you want to call it that, like Wraith King is another example of some new interesting changes with the old skeletons, so I don't know. Makes things a little bit more fun. Kuroki's going to get impaled. We'll take the Arcane Rune, though. And we talk about how completely overpowered Bane sounds in theory, but if you still play him as position 5, maybe not so much, right? You're still not going to get those levels, and you're going to kind of have the same issues that you had in the last patch in a lot of ways.
I don't feel like I've been seeing much of Kuro this game. He's kind of just been wandering around. He's involved in 1 kill. None of the other ones.
And I wonder how long it takes these pro players to get used to certain mechanics that have been in the game for so long. Like the nightmare into attack, right? There's no way that he just instinctually thinks that that's possible, right? Because he's been playing this game for like 12, 13 years or something, right? So
Yeah, it's quite
Got to break those bad habits.
It's also a rather awkward one to use because there's still that phase of invulnerability. So you kind of like, it looks like a normal nightmare, and they're like, oh yeah, I hit this guy.
Oh, Miracle in the top lane though. Thunder struck up. Seemingly just harassed constantly in this top lane.
Yeah, they don't even bother glimpsing him at this point.
We have a Stampede in the top lane. Looks like Miracle's going to use the Blade Fury.
They might glimpse him back after this though.
Yeah, perhaps. Bottom lane though for Rev. He's the one actually attempting to run away, but he's going to get telekinesed. Impale might be saving his life into a double edge. He's going to get one kill. Looks like they'll find a second as well. Beautiful plays from Immortal, and Farev somehow lives through that engagement.
No chance for the split to happen. Now top lane, Miracle is being dove.
He doesn't have Blade Fury for another 5 seconds. Is forced to just right-click, uses his wand, keeping himself alive. Should be okay for now. Blade Fury's up, has his TP. Doesn't choose to use it. We have some GH action, and Kuroki are here, but they're not going to be able to find anyone.
Nice TP out there. Kyo almost found by Kuro. There would have been a nightmare there to stop him. Oh, they're diving. They don't quite get him, and now he's level 6. That means next time they're going to have to tango with the Omni Slash.
You get 5 tangos now, Trent. I don't know if you knew that. Have you read the patch notes by any chance?
Yes, I have.
I feel like I could just bring up the patch notes and talk about every single line in detail. It's just so fun. As mid lane, Febi's now going to be taking some harassment from a Tummaman. Has 2 null talismans right now.
Going Veil.
Radiant
I like it.
Are fortified.
Denied rune here in the top, Dubu. Unfortunate for Matumba. Really wanted that DD. He's going to be hitting level 10 here relatively shortly. And looking
getting levels, Febi also just grabbing 6 in the mid lane. Seeing Matumman slink away for a second, he's able to go in there and grab himself the Vendetta. So who is he going to look for? Mind Control's a tempting target, but he's very difficult. In fact, they're going on forever right now. There's the split.
Yeah, forced out the primal split here in the bot lane.
Oh, you can't dispel Moonlight Shadow either.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just Storm Pan it or something, which you think would work, but...
That's true. And somehow he will live again, but luckily for them, the tower is easily killable thanks to the siege damage from the Earth Panda.
Looks like Miracle's being bullied up here again. Pushed back into his tree. Still has the Omni Slash, but it's Kyo and an army of illusions. Not that terrifying of a proposition. Oh, a little Phantom Rush into the healing ward, but now he's deep.
Oh, he actually fakes it out. Yeah, Nightmare on the wrong target, but now they figure it out. Blade Fury onto Kyo. Doesn't have Doppelganger for another 15 seconds. Could technically TP out, and he's pretty freaking fast. GH being thunderstruck by the Disruptor. And QO is just super fast with those boots of travel. Gets off the Phantom and oh, nice arrow into a couple of heroes. Beautiful Starstorm as well. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade as Miracle's Blade Furying away. Do they have the right click to actually take him out? Indeed, they do. 3-for-1, and Immortals looking quite strong here in this top lane.
They're just making things happen around here now. These failed kills on Mind Control are really hurting them because they're like trying to use this ulti to give themselves something back. But every time they're just slinking away because of the Moonlight Shadow. Maybe this time Forev getting a little bit low here, but you just gonna chase. Oh, he actually does get him.
He does have Stampede. And we'll have to use. That's a sad
it's like they use one of these global ultis, and then by the time he's actually back, they're just gonna use another one.
Yeah, Mind Control is really blowing him in this bot lane. If you look at the CS, it's 71-16 to 29-5. Mind Control has essentially dumpstered this bot lane himself.
That's true. And now he's going to have a way better opportunity for making these plays with this split. He's got his Blink Dagger up, and now he can kind of make a choice of who he wants to go for. But we talked about it earlier today, MP, can you really get a focus on this guy, right? You don't have a Blink instant stun, and he's going to triple leap away from you. Like, that thing's just going to be gone.
Centaur being broken up there temporarily. Arrow's not going to connect. They're going to turn this around onto Mirana, but she has the infinite amount of leaps, remember. Right clicks are there. Viper actually ticking quite low. The Mirana does fall on the backside. Centaur in the meantime, no Stampede. Remember, he had to use it to run away. So that's 2 deaths in the blink of an eye in favor of Liquid. Looks like Dubu's next. He'll put down a Static Storm. Rubik might be in trouble here. Looks like they'll find a trade in a 2-for-1, but QO now gets Primal split up along with the Thunder Strike, or Thunder Clap, I should say. Kuroki ends up getting glimpsed, and they should be able to find Dubu here with ease. So it's a 3-for-1 for Liquid.
Nah, they're not going to go after PL though.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Very nicely done from Kuro. He kind of snuck his way in behind the tower, put a ward down, was able to help find the Mirana as she was dying, and then he got a Nightmare and a Brain Sap up right under the tower to get the other 2 kills.
It feels like they essentially sacked Miracle in that top lane, but it won every other lane, especially in the bottom. And you're seeing that come into fruition here because we're talking about how much Immortals won that tri-lane top, but if you looked at the net worth, it was relatively even, and then after this engagement, Liquid takes a slight lead. And they're just gonna, I feel like they're just gonna 5-man now. Take down these towers.
I mean, they have some strong items, right? They have that Veil we talked about already. Then there'll be a Dragonlance next from a Matumba Man, so he can just be this frontliner who helps take down towers.
MP leaps away. Kuroki and IW get the Fiend's Grip off. Didn't even get enfeebled, by the way. Stampede bot lane. They're trying to find GH. He gets glimpsed into death. And Forev takes it with that double edge.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, something to help out there. Maybe he'll eventually get a Blink Dagger himself one of these days. But it feels like they're going to be playing that kind of split-pushing game. As you said, maybe some 5-man Dota from Liquid. And QO will just be looking to get as much gold as he can on the side, build up towards that Diffusal Blade. Already has his bots too, so
Dire's top tower is under attack.
should be able to find quite a bit of farm across the map.
Middle tower
the
Still
tier 1
haven't seen
tower's been
Febby
taken
get anything
out.
really done with the Vendetta. I mean, he set up that kill down bottom, but we got to find a core hero here.
Yeah, Febby getting very low to that Viper strike, but he will live to see another day. Bug lives. Luckily for him, as the tier 1 tower does get taken out top.
There's a decent range on this Nether Toxin here.
You mean
Goes
the
further than
spell
I
that should be
thought.
called something else?
A puddle of vomit.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's just call it that from now on, please.
Perfect.
He went the 8% spell lifesteal, by the way, on Viper.
Makes
Pretty
sense.
cool.
He built a Veil.
Yeah, it's nice. Turning into almost like a
Ember.
almost like an Ember where you're focusing on more magical damage. Interested to see if the build changes. Maybe some new items coming into fruition as well. Matumba Man gets glimpsed into a Static Storm, into the Hoof Stomp. That's a lot of damage coming out. Arrow will connect. Fiend's Grip onto Centaur. Looks like they'll be able to get Matumba Man with ease. Kuroki looks to be next on the list. Nightmares himself is going to save him for a little bit. Here comes the Primal Split, though. And Centaur looks to be the first to fall. Stampede a little bit too late to save his own life, but it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Immortals, as QO and company are trying to clean up these pandas. But looks like Mind Control will get out just fine. At least for now. GH, though, maybe not so lucky. He gets taken out with ease, and a glimpse is there as well. Brewmaster, you are super dead now. It's a 4-for-1 ultra kill for QO. Miracle, the lone survivor for Liquid.
That's
Can
not
they
good.
chase? He has 2 leaps available still after all that. Good God. Why is this hero so good?
It's only 672 gold shift according to the team fight. I guess they lost quite a few heroes at the start, but either way, Kyo coming with an ultra kill. He now has bots, Diffusal, and a decent chunk of his way into his first Vit booster for a heart.
Oh, PL. He gets some telekinesis. Uses Doppelganger. Matumba Man's here. I believe Veil still works in the way that you can tell which hero is real, but does not?
No.
Are you 100% sure about that?
No.
So why
But
would
I'm
you-
pretty sure that got fixed.
Okay. I could have sworn that something of that got fixed, but not that specifically. But this is like a year ago, and we don't test things here, so.
No, we just,
We'll
I
just
don't
assume.
even read the patch notes.
Let's
I don't
read
know
some
what's
more
going
patch
on.
notes, shall we? As MP, I don't know if you heard, but he has 3 leaps available to him right now, and he's going to TP away to safety. Liquid invading the enemy jungle. It's a very even game as far as net worth is concerned. If you look at the actual net worth for the heroes, though, QO on this PL is going pretty crazy. Has the Diffusal Blade, Boots of Travel. We haven't really talked about Diffusal Blade being changed, but 15-second cooldown. Charges are unlimited. Does not purge anymore, though, which is obviously a huge nerf. Don't have to upgrade,
Arrow
though.
on
Arrow
top.
does connect
Get
on
Miracle.
Juggernaut. Into the Static Storm. That should be a kill. He's stuck inside still. And down goes Miracle. They might transition this into a tier 1 top as well.
That would be very difficult when there's only a tier 2.
Tier 2 top. Sorry, the patch notes,
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The game has
They
changed so
moved.
much. The tier 1 tower has now moved halfway across the map.
Dire's top
Yeah, they're going to do a little bit of damage here. In fact, they're going to
Radiant's bottom
completely
tower
group up
is
as
under
Liquid
attack.
might be looking for a trade here in the bot lane for the other tier 1/2, if you will.
Backing up very nicely here. But there's some decent war coverage here from the Radiant, so they kind of see what's happening. They know it's not just Matumba Man down here, and now they're showing everyone top too, right? So it's not even like they're pushing at the same speed at bottom. They're still trying to bait out this Viper, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Finally, Mind Control's like, oh, okay, yeah, they definitely know we're here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think the old Nether... Oh, we're going to see some action in the top lane here. GH gets initiated on, but he stole Doppelganger, so he'll be fine. Centaur, though, might not be so lucky. It looks like they'll be the first to fall for Immortals as they are on the retreat. QO. Is that...
Dire's top tower is under
Okay,
attack.
never mind. I could have sworn that was Radiance, but in fact, it was just the Fire Panda doing his work. I'm going to find MP, though, on Mirana. And this might be a kill. Kuroki does have Fiend's Grip. Do they have Vision, though, is the question. And there you go. Should be an easy kill going the way of Liquid. They do find 2.
is under
And
attack.
not much damage done to the tier 3, so nice recovery there from Liquid. They do not get the tier 2 bot, though.
And then instantly smoking up, too.
Oh, mid lane QO. Oh, the Static Storm there used defensively. Doppelganger was up, so I don't think Omni Slash would have been enough to actually take him out. So Static Storm down.
Smoke pops. They have the dust there, but it's not going to connect. Febby was a little bit too far away, so that'll reveal that they were smoked.
All right, now that we... Oh, I was going to say we have a little bit of space to talk, and actually Kuroky's just going to hightail it out, so he'll be fine. I do want to bring up one talent, if you'd like to talk about it. The level 25 Nyx Assassin.
All right.
You get Vendetta Unobstructive Pathing, so you can walk anywhere you want, or 100 Agility. Which do you take?
Well, what does... he gets a bonus now, right? Because he's an agi hero,
Yeah.
so he would get the
Exactly.
bonus
Tower
movement
is
speed.
under
Yes.
attack.
I don't know if that's that good. I think an obstruct is pretty cool. You can like go up inside the base and stuff,
You
like
can
up
be...
high ground.
Yeah, I mean, that. I agree. It's just 100 Agility, though. You know,
Gotta
it's
get that
bot lane.
E-Blade.
We have Veil of Discord onto 2 heroes, Mind Control. Looking for possible initiation here. Doesn't have Primal Split for another 25 seconds, though. Looks like QO, or GH is in a lot of trouble. He's getting very low, but they're going to blow up the Nyx Assassin with ease. MP with one of the leaps, 2 leaps now. Does he have another? Nope. Ice Frog didn't buff you that much, my friend. Looks like they'll find that kill as well. It's a 2-for-1 as QO attempts to get away, but the right click of Matumba Man is more than enough to finish him off.
That's all without split, too.
Yeah,
Mind
that's
Control
true.
keeps diving deeper, waiting for it to come off cooldown.
Yeah, he has the Vlads and Blink right now. And with 3 heroes dead, they can do considerable damage to this tier 3.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever pop Primal Split just to do damage to buildings?
We've seen it before.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's not the most
is under
ridiculous
attack.
thing.
Because they could easily get this tier 3 with that.
I think they're going to get it without it. Obviously, with PL and Rana being dead. The real
They could
question
get
is
a
going to
full
be...
Rax.
Yeah, that's the question. They should know the glyph is down.
Yeah, so that's going to be the tier 3 down, so Shrines are available to take. And there's the Primal Split, and
Yeah, just zone and use that demolish.
complete zoning. And here comes the initiation from Forev, doing a little bit of damage to Bane, but not a whole lot to speak of, as there's a Static Storm connect field combination. Looks like they'll find Kuroky, no problem, but the melee Rax is dead. Damage has been done by Liquid. They'll be happy with this exchange no matter how it ends here.
Does he actually get away with
Control
this?
actually jumps back in. Looks like he's going to be able to just drop dead of his own accord, but he takes a melee Rax with him. So again, he is perfectly fine with that. In the meantime, Miracle is just, hey guys, top lane here, it's going down.
Radiant's top tower
Tier 2
is
tower
under
for Liquid.
attack.
Yeah, the demolish on the Panda is... I don't think you can ult for like level 1 when you have the split, but once it's level 2, it's like 180, I think, on the Earth Panda, so it's pretty nice.
Tower has fallen.
Blade Fury TP, gotta love it. They have absolutely no cancel for that in this game.
Yeah, it was like our earlier Jug game, too.
And interested to see, for level 15 talent, I believe you can choose between 25 attack speed or 1 second extra Blade Fury. I wonder what he would actually take here, because that's an extra second of being essentially invulnerable when in TPing state.
Yeah, especially up against Disruptor, stuff like that, too. Can be very nice.
Yeah.
Femi now scouting out here, trying to find exactly what they're up to in this jungle. In fact, he is an observer work place here. Sentry down, too.
Oh, we have
Okay,
the
I got
Moonlight
Moonlight.
Shadow.
Okay, question is now, where does Febby go? Does he just stalk up?
He wants Miracle, he gets the Impale, Mana Burn, but then nothing after.
Yeah, he's just stopping him from
Oh,
joining this
Rubik,
fight mid.
though, gets nightmared by Kuroky to save him for now. Looks like, oh, he actually almost got away, but blinked into a Star Storm, it seems. Kuroky looks to be next on the list, so that's 2 kills in favor of Immortals, as they're going to attempt to chase down Matumba. He limps into a Static Storm, looks to be dead. Will he take Forev with him? Doesn't look like the double edge is enough. Oh, the Corrosive Skin, though, actually was enough to take him out. Mind Control jumps in, doesn't have his Primal Split, though. Was this worth, is the question.
Has fallen.
Trent Pax from Twitter.com says no, ladies and gentlemen. I believe you are correct.
Yeah, there you go.
He's
Get
taunting.
the barrel roll going. Now it was worth it. All right, I take it back.
Now he types worth to his team. He's definitely laughing over there.
Yeah, I think he didn't think the Netatoxin was going to get the final kill on the Centaur, but it did. Either way, swinging the pendulum, back it goes towards Immortals. 946 gold and plenty of experience to boot there on our PL, who did the large majority of the damage, so he earned it. And now he has that completed heart. He's been working on it for a while, but it's 23 minutes in, and he is rich. Only about 30 gold ahead of this Viper. When you look at the items, it looks terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. By the way, to answer our earlier question, Miracle did go the 25 attack speed instead of the 1 second Blade Fury. It's probably going to be a more common pickup, you would think.
Yeah, I mean,
although,
he is a Battle Fury too, right? So
yeah, that's true. And it obviously synergizes quite well with his ultimate, getting that juicy attack speed and whatnot.
So now Roche, I guess, will become a pretty big focus of this game. We're still on Roche numero uno. And who has the better fight around the pit? I mean, obviously with the Pandas up, Liquid have some decent abilities, and you now have to count Nether Toxin, I suppose, as well, as a decent Roche fighting thing. And wow, it helps when someone's dead.
Yeah, GH, they're going to find MP, no problem at all. Telekinesis was more than enough with the right click. And I believe Viper Strike was used as well as Febby. He's going to be spotted out. Nice initiation here from Farev, though. Primal Split pops. That's the buyback from Mirana. Look for her to use Moonlight Shadow here shortly. Kuroki's going to be the first on the list to die, it looks like. Be taken out relatively easily, although Nyx Assassin, Febby trying to get out of here, but the Omni Slash is there. 2 dead in favor of the Viper, 2 for 1. So Immortals still down in numbers. Kyo gets Fiend's Grip melee range, and that's going to be enough as well. So Liquid getting the favorable trades here. Dubu attempting to TP out will be okay. Arrow connects, but obviously not going to be any follow-up for Immortals.
That fight could have gone so much better if they were able to grab Mind Control inside the Static Storm before the split or something like that, but able to get it off just kind of meant their doom. I don't know how you win that fight at that point, despite the fact that they're so deep in your territory. But
you know, something
really good play by Liquid not to just settle for the Mirana and go right into the Roche.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you don't want to chase at this point. You got to be disciplined. Something that wasn't really brought up in the patch notes that I think definitely needs to be discussed is the sleeping neutrals and how Roshan is sleepless. He's the only essential creep on the map that is sleepless.
He's cursed,
poor
though.
guy. That's true. He is cursed. He has
That's why
to
he doesn't get to sleep.
He holds 3 items now after the 3rd death.
Yeah, it's getting pretty hefty.
How many item slots will Roche have in like 2 years?
I mean, he's got a backpack, right? Like,
yeah.
It does show it in his inventory, so he can hold quite a few.
Oh, poor Roshan.
I'll take that.
Just wait till the meta has us at 9th Roche. That'll be great. I can't wait.
Oh God, kill me if it goes
Eventually,
that
he
long.
just drops a rapier on every death.
This will end the game, surely. Every hero with a rapier. All right, well, Liquid, they take the Roche, as we've talked about. Who took the Aegis? Was it Miracle? Yeah, Juggernaut has the Aegis right now. And
Lets him play a bit deep. Couldn't even see him pick up a blink potentially before he finishes off this butterfly. If he just wants to get like super aggressive.
Oh, Arrow will not connect.
Oh man, just dissipates right before it hits Mind Control. Not that it would have mattered, but.
Matumba Man, by the way, went the 100 attack range talent.
I mean, he's gone. You talked about like Ember-like builds, right? He has that Mjolnir too, all just adding on to the spell Lifesteal. He is very scary right now.
Has fallen.
It's not the best game for the stack charge. Probably the best thing would be the Disruptor ulti if you're like stuck inside of that. It's also 0 chance that he gets an Aghanim Scepter this game, so.
Yeah, at this rate, it's highly doubtful.
Yeah.
Man, that one fight leading to that Rax was, it feels like could be the game,
Radiant's
honestly.
top tower is under attack.
Did so much damage. Miracle's gonna
Radiant structures are
get rid of that
fortified.
glimpse with the help of Blade Fury and deal a little bit of damage to this tier 3 tower in the top
How far
line.
away he's hitting from? Like, how do you initiate on this guy? You have to commit so deep
it's
into the
hard.
middle of Liquid.
No, they're gonna jump in, and there's a beautiful Static Storm into an arrow. Miracle will end up dropping that Aegis. We'll come back shortly. Primal Split is popped though. Kyo attempting to run away. Has that heart enabled. Healing up. He's gonna get cycloned up. This is gonna be a free tier 3 and even more thanks to the Brewmaster's ridiculous right click against buildings. Don't know what Immortals can do here. They're gonna jump in. They're gonna attempt to actually defend this. Miracle though doing so much damage, and GH, is he able to get out in time? They get the Fiend's Grip onto the Phantom Lancer. Kyo drops to the deck. He's gonna have to buy back immediately. They do trade the life of Miracle though. Will they actually finish off this melee Rax? They're going to jump in yet again. This time he has absolutely no mana to speak of, and very little HP as well. Looks like that's going to be enough as Liquid attempts to run away. Arrow not going to connect. Looks like the last kill in this engagement will be on Kuroki.
Yeah, he buys out towards a Spirit Vessel there. Able to save up his gold, but
Spirit Vessel, you say?
Scanning.
not a very good result for Immortals. It's just so tough to play that fight. Like, Febby even had a great 2-man Impale to start that off, but they're forced to use the Static Storm just to get the Aegis off of the Juggernaut. And if you're using those big ultis to clean out the Aegis, that's when you're going to run into a lot of trouble during a team fight. So I think it probably went as nice as it could have. I mean, they kept the melee racks, but the buyback on the PL is relatively expensive. At least he has those bots to help farm back.
Oh, Mind Control gets spotted out here by Febby. There's a Centaur ult as well. Static Storm in addition. They have to be able to kill him or else it's going to be a huge disaster. Looks like he will finally fall.
Oh.
And GH blinking out to safety. Has the offensive nullify. I haven't actually seen that icon yet. enabled right now.
He's so mobile, too, with that Force Staff and Blink Dagger. I mean, Force Staff, obviously a GH classic. The guy seems to get it every single game, every single hero.
By the way, he went the minus 35 Fade Bolt hero attack on Rubik. Now, my question is, how does that interact with illusions?
Dire's structures
I would
are
guess
falling.
it just works.
I would assume it works, and they essentially do no damage.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty
Which
cool.
is pretty freaking good
Dire's
against
bottom
PL.
tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
Very cool. Don't think that's going to be the common pickup, though. I feel like the 100 cast range is pretty
Dire's
ridiculous.
bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
it's damn
attack.
good on Rubik, especially on things like telekinesis, which is relatively short. Especially if you're having like a poor game, you know, you get like an Aether Lens or something on some heroes because you just can't afford a Blink Dagger back in the day. It's kind of the same idea.
Miracle working towards his butterfly right now. Any other item progressions or talent progressions, perhaps? You know how much I like to talk about those?
We got the Mirana. Now the Diffusal Blade's awful. You should still buy it.
I wouldn't say
And
it's
you get
awful.
a 25 mana break. I don't know. Losing the Purge really hurt. I mean, that's rough.
You get the slow.
Yeah, it's still okay.
That's fine.
But yeah, she gets a extra mana break though. So that'll add on.
That's going to be 25 mana break, huh?
Radiant's middle tower
It works
is
on
under
illusions, so if you get the Manta, which you will in most cases as a Mirana, pretty strong. You can see that for sure. Liquid here on the high ground. Trying to find a pick-off potential. They look at QO. Uh-oh.
It would be interesting if they could actually mana burn Mind
Oh, he
Control.
gets Fiend's Gripped into the Thunderclap. The Static Storm is there. Doppelganger's going to save his life for now. He's going to try to regen with that heart. Here comes MP with a lot of damage to the Star Storm. They will find Kuroki, the first death here in this engagement. Matamba Man cycloned up. Miracle's just getting the hell out of here. Matamba Man dealing lots of damage thanks to that Mjolnir, but not going to be enough for him as two are dead. Immortals defending.
Doesn't feel like Mind Control's getting a lot done this fight. He got the split off pretty late, and now he's like starting to focus down some targets. He might solo kill.
Dubu, get out of here. Oh, he actually blinks out just in time and thunderclaps him to death. Forev might be next on the list, but no, the stun is just in time to save that beefy Centaur. And the gem,
He had a gem.
The gem will drop to the deck, indeed. GH. Oh, he's spotted out.
Oh, not another one.
How
Not
many
the
leaps
chain
does he
feed.
get? He gets 3 leaps. He's fine. He has a blink, Force Staff, and 3 leap charges.
I wonder
think
how
he's
much
killable.
distance he can cover right now.
Halfway across the map, essentially. That's pretty awesome. It feels... When I was reading the patch notes the first time, I actually thought they were kidding on a lot of these things. I definitely thought they were joking. Icefrog does have a great sense of humor, of course, as we know.
2 heroes TPing down here. They want this Rubik. He's leaping and a hopping, though.
It's not worth the chase. Oh, they might find Miracle, though, instead. This will be a huge kill for them.
Oh, and now they're actually going to see the Rubik. Oh, I don't think
He
Febby
gets
saw him.
purged up. Oh, Febby.
Now he sees him.
Going for the invis. Oh, he actually misses the Impale. Stampede is used. Will they be able to do anything here? Is GH doing as much as he can to save Miracle's life? Will they be able to kill him at least? Looks like they'll turn their efforts to the support GH, sacrificing his life for his comrade. If only Miracle just wasn't there. GH is like, dude, I had 3 leaps. Come on.
Well, so does MP now. And a BKB now purchased. Glimpse back. They get another +1 there onto Kuro.
Oh, yeah, Kuro. That is going to be the 7th death for him in this game. I don't know.
A lot of kills.
Yeah, Immortals they're doing a great job of keeping themselves in the game despite losing a Rax early on. Top lane though, Miracle. He's completely mana drained up thanks to QO's Diffusal. Still pretty good item. Not too shabby. You don't have to be worried about wasting the charges anymore.
Yeah. He's got this cool new butterfly with the flutter not taking away your evasion. Interesting choice.
On who? On
By
PL?
Icefrog? No, on Jug.
Oh, Jug.
Don't have to worry about... Yeah, you can actually just... What is it, 35% additional? Yeah, it's nice. It's only 2 seconds now, though, instead of 4 or whatever it was.
I don't know how I feel about that. I always thought it was kind of weird that it broke the item when you used it, but...
Kind of made sense.
Yeah.
I liked it. But alas, Roche finally about to come back here. Well, I guess we'll find out when it's going to come back, but feels like it's been quite a while since we've seen the guy. And this will be our Cheese Roche. We're not quite to Refresher Shard Roche. Any good Refreshers this game? Not really. Disruptor, I guess. Maybe the best one. Arguably
Centaur
Moonlight Shadow.
Axe Refresher.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm not even kidding. That
No,
is
if he went Axe,
completely
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is completely ridiculous.
Liquid, of course, it would be Mind Control, I would
Imagine, I was hoping an IO would be picked because me and Ags, man. Imagine IO in just a Centaur game. How ridiculous is that? You get a free 60 or 50%
Think
damage
about like
reduction.
a Brewmaster. If you just tether him and then he ults, you just get all the skills.
Yeah, why not? Why not? If you're good at micro, that is. Which
These pro players tend to be pretty good at this game.
Hey, I owned a team for a while. Not all of them are great at micro. Let me tell you that. That is coming direct from source here, okay? You can source me all you want. So MP, level 22 right now in the Mirana. And looking towards a Manta style right now. Forever about to hit level 20. That I'll be interested to see if he goes 20 strength or 250 double edge damage. He did go for the 75 right-click damage.
It's a good time to see how much this impacts him, right? So right now he has 15.7% status resistance, just because he has the 100 strength. Obviously one of the higher ones in the game.
Wait, where does it actually show the status resistance? Is in
you highlight
I see
over
it.
it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, smoked up here.
I love
but they put a bait out with QO. Oh, they're going to Moonlight. Now they're spotted. Also smoked up from Liquid. It's a big fight for this game.
Oh, yeah, they dust right away. GH is in a little bit of trouble. Blinks out to safety. There's a Stampede from Forev. Omnislash is actually completely wasted thanks to the Yules. Pretty much no damage is done this fight right now, as Rubik is going to be the first to fall. Mirana, though, Fiend's gripped up. Buyback on the Rubik. We'll be back in the fight shortly, as Bane looks to be next on the list potentially, but QO thinks better of it. He gets spotted by the Brewlings. Doesn't have Doppelganger for another 2 seconds. Might be in a little bit of trouble trying to go for the high ground, but no! Gets bursted down, and Liquid have the numbers. A 1 for 3, technically a buyback on the Rubik, but you have to think this might be a potential second Rax, as the only buyback for Immortals is Mirana.
That looked like total panic mode from Immortals. Heroes were like flying every which direction during the Centaur ulti. They didn't. They tried to split for the Omnislash, but that just like ended up getting them completely spread apart. And then Brewmaster picked off the Disruptor. Not able to help out during that team fight. This might lead to their second melee Rax here.
Yeah, this is going to be a very easy second Rax, and they have to know that PL does not... Oh, actually just got buyback. Literally just got his nice double-man hoof stomp into a kinetic field. There's the Stampede as well. Lots of damage done by MP. Leaps into one. Remember, there's no shrines there anymore. He just drops dead.
Oh my god,
completely
that
dies.
From Kuro, though, it might be enough to save Miracle.
Mind Control in a lot of trouble. Will be the first to fall in this top area. Static Storm place, but no kinetic field in time. Miracle attempting to run away. They do have their second Rax, but this would still be a pretty big kill for Immortals if they're able to find him. Nightmare might save him, though, with the Urn Charge. Febby trying to chase. We'll see if he can actually catch up with that Vendetta. He does a little bit of damage. Miracle pops the BKB and just right-clicks Febby to death. A couple more right-clicks will do it. Looks like Kuroki will be resigned to helping him out. Now Miracle, still the BKB. That looks like a 10-second BKB charge, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they going to get this guy?
He's blade veering away. He's got Flutter in 5 seconds. I think he's fine.
Kuro, I can't believe that.
Lamb.
He saved him with 2 Nightmares. He should have died the first time from Mirana, from a Starstorm. Somehow gets up to the north, gets glimpsed back into the middle of the base, and somehow he escapes again because of a second Nightmare save.
I mean, Team Liquid, beautiful stuff. Beginning of the game, they sacrificed Miracle. Now we've seen 2 occasions where they sacrifice themselves in favor of that carry Juggernaut. Who's now level 24.
Yeah, he's cashing in on that investment, I think.
It's like, hey guys, I'll let you guys
remember
give
that
up
lane
everything.
you gave me?
15 minutes, you give me the rest of the game. Thank you. Centaur with the Crimson Guard now. Don't think it's going to be enough, though. These buildings go down super fast.
Febby's been hitting some absolutely unreal impales this game and then setting up into that 2-man stomp from Forev, but it's just not quite enough these times. They're going to check out the big boy here, but I don't know what hope they have of grabbing him. So Mind Control comes back, and oh, well, you know, he's got that ulti. Slowly creeping in towards level 25.
Matumba Man, you can scout out Roche now with that Nether Toxin. Great hero. Cool skill. Does have the Mjolnir in place and a 9-second BKB charge to go along with the Hurricane Package. We have some initiation here from Forev. Brewmaster in a lot of trouble, gets forced out to safety and gets the Primal split off, and that means that Immortals is likely trying to run away here. They're going to lose their Disruptor. QO might be next on the list, taking so much right-click damage, and he will definitely die. Kuroki again, Sacrificial Lamb, gets the Fiend's grip off, but gets canceled pretty much immediately. It's a 2-for-1, but it's just a support. As look at the break come into action. So much damage being taken by the Centaur as a result. No more return for you. 3-for-1, and GGs are called. Liquid taking game 1 in pretty damn impressive fashion. Pretty fun to watch these guys.
If they can't find the focus down on that Brewmaster, every fight's going to go poorly at this point. And kind of makes you think about Aeon Disc, honestly, in terms of a hero like Brewmaster. Aeon Disc? I don't know. But supremely well played by Liquid here. It felt like Immortals were maybe going to find the comeback in that mid-game, be able to fight their way into a victory here, but Liquid kind of held strong. Love the Viper build, too.
Yeah.
that Spell Amp build.
I'm excited to see how much things change with each respective game because this is a brand new patch, as you guys know. Of course, this is only a game 1 of best of 3, so game 2 is coming up next. But first, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.